Now, I've seen a lot of people make these comparisons before, talking about Dead Island 2 and Dying Light 2 and the similarities between them and also the differences. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think it's kind of silly to even compare one game that's out and one game that isn't, but we're going to compare them today anyways. So we're not going to be comparing everything though, we're going to be comparing a few fundamental aspects and talking about why these games are actually pretty different and they're trying to accomplish different things. First off, when you put these games side by side, you have Dead Island 2 right there, you have Dying Light 2 right here. You have to look at the tone, and the tone are completely different. You have to look at the story and what the stories are trying to do as well. And while we don't know what Dead Island 2 is trying to accomplish with its story, we've already seen a few cutscenes so far, and it's definitely going for the comedic Hollywood style. Dying Light 2 went a lot more serious with its route, having a story about one character, and then you also have like an I Am Legend style Dying Light 2 story, with Aiden and all that shenaz, with the renegades and so on. I also think when you look at the game's open worlds as well, they're very, very different. Dead Island 2 is a lot more vibrant, a lot more silly. Dying Light 2 is a lot more serious, a lot more moody. You may think, oh, they're zombie slashers, they're going to be very, very similar games, but when you actually look more closely, you're going to see a lot of differences, and what the games are trying to accomplish is one of those biggest differences. Dying Light 2 is trying to be a big RPG with a lot of choices that change the story. Also, for one, when you put the games side by side, the verticality is a lot different as well. Dying Light 2 has a full-on parkour system, as you probably already know, and with that, you're allowed to go up skyscrapers, you're allowed to grapple across things, and there is a lot there. But with Dead Island 2, they're having it more focused on just the ground combat, just the melee stuff, and, of course, shooting and so on, but they're having a focus on keeping things at the same level. You're not going to have zombies flying around in the sky that you can shoot like this is a goddamn Resident Evil game. It's not going to get to that level, but it's also going to do some things to hopefully switch up the formula. For those that don't know, Dead Island 2 is semi-open world, so there's going to be many different hubs that you can go to. Dead Island 2 and Dying Light 2, I think once Dead Island 2 is out, I think they're going to end up being very, very different games. They're going to probably have a lot of the same fans and a lot of the same people from communities talking to each other and so on. I really, really do think Dead Island 2 is kind of doing something different, and we'll have to see how it goes.